Gary retired at 66, with $900,000 saved up. On paper, he looked wealthy. New truck, a boat, a big smile. But underneath, his money was quietly leaking out through a hidden hole. Here's the uncomfortable truth almost nobody bothers to warn new retirees about. Looking wealthy and actually being wealthy are two completely different things. 12 years later, Gary is 78, and he's nearly completely broke. His nest egg never crashed. It slowly evaporated into thin, quiet air. I've watched this exact story play out again and again. Bad news first. This trap is almost completely invisible while it's happening. Good news. The truly wealthy avoid 10 very specific, very learnable things. Gary earned good money his whole career. That was never the problem. The trouble started the very day his steady paychecks finally stopped arriving. A paycheck hides your bad habits. Retirement rips that cover right off. Every dollar a retiree overspends is a dollar that can never regrow. Gary spent freely. Sure, his big pile of savings would last forever. Same exact savings, 2 retirees. One coasts, one quietly, slowly collapses. The difference wasn't their income at all. It was 10 expensive decisions. If Gary's story is hitting close, subscribe and stay with me. Number 1. The truly wealthy stop constantly buying brand new cars. Gary traded in his truck every 3 years, like clockwork, forever. He loved that new car smell more than he loved his growing balance. Each brand new truck was $50,000, quietly set on fire. New truck every 3 years versus one good truck kept for 12. Every trade-in reset his losses, like sprinting on a money treadmill. A car is a tool, not a trophy. The wealthy know that. Number 2. They avoid the giant money pit disguised as a boat. Gary bought a boat he honestly used maybe 6 days a year. A boat is really just a hole in the water you fund. Storage, fuel, insurance, repairs. Those bills simply never, ever stopped coming. The boat sat still, but it sailed away with his savings. The 2 best boat days? Buying it and finally selling it. Number 3. They resist buying a second home that eats them alive. Gary bought a lake cabin, purely for the memories, he told himself. He visited it 4 weekends a year and dreaded the upkeep between. 2 houses simply meant 2 of every single bill, doubled forever. 1 paid-off home versus 2 separate homes, both bleeding cash monthly. The cabin didn't hold his memories. It held his money hostage. Number 4. They skipped the status membership that has no real exit. Gary joined the country club, mostly to feel like he'd finally arrived. That membership became a golden collar, tightening a little every single year. Dues, dinners, and one more round drained him every month. He paid premium prices for the right to keep paying premium prices. Number 5. They stopped buying luxury goods to impress total strangers. Gary's closet slowly filled with watches, jackets, and things barely ever worn. Luxury logos are really just receipts you choose to wear in public. The neighbors were impressed for a week. His balance never recovered. Impressing strangers for a moment versus quietly owning your own freedom. Number 6. This one is genuinely hard. Endlessly funding grown children. Gary quietly covered his adult son's rent. Year after year after year. His open wallet became a bottomless faucet nobody ever thought to close. He never said no, and slowly, it became simply expected of him. Helping is love, but funding forever is a slow financial suicide. Number 7. They hunt down every subscription, quietly bleeding them monthly. Gary paid for 9 streaming services. He actually watched maybe 2. Tiny monthly charges are mosquitoes. 1 bite's nothing. A swarm drains you. $12 here, $20 there. It quietly added up to thousands yearly. Auto-renew was the quiet drip that eventually drowned his whole budget. Number 8. They refused to let their lifestyle inflate every single year. Every good year, Gary upgraded. Bigger, nicer, newer. and then again. Lifestyle inflation is a balloon that pops the moment income finally stops. Each upgrade felt small alone, but together they quietly reset his baseline, upgrading every single year versus keeping the same already happy life. Number 9. They protect their savings hardest in the very first years. Gary splurged the biggest right after retiring, spending heavily and early. Draining savings early is like cutting the roots of a tree. A bad market in year 1 hits harder than year 20. The first 5 years quietly decide whether your money survives 30. Number 10. They spend on purpose and almost never just on impulse. Gary never really had a spending plan. He just, well, spent it. Money without a plan is a boat with no rudder, drifting anywhere. Small unplanned buys felt harmless until the year's total finally landed. Random impulse buying versus giving every single dollar a real job. Let's run Gary's actual numbers. This part honestly surprised even me. Gary spent about $90,000 a year, pretty much every year. $900,000 sounds endless, right up until you actually divide it. At $90,000 yearly, his big savings lasted barely 10 short years. Now just imagine Gary had simply spent $60,000 a year instead. $90,000 every year versus a much calmer $60,000 yearly. That $30,000 gap was the whole difference between comfort and collapse. Same savings. The only real variable was spending, not his income. So here's how the truly wealthy actually think about every purchase. Lens 1. Ask whether a purchase buys you freedom or steals it. Gary's boat stole his freedom. A paid-off house would have bought it. Lens 2. Every recurring cost is a chain, never really a treat. One-time joys fade quickly. Monthly chains stay locked on for decades. Lens 3. Protect the early retirement years like they are everything. Had Gary carefully guarded years 1 through 5, he'd still be fine. Notice this never once required Gary to earn a single extra dollar. This was never about being cheap. It's about being deeply intentional. The wealthy aren't the loudest spenders. They're quietly the calmest savers. Real wealth is quiet. It never actually needs an audience to exist. You really don't need more money. You need far fewer expensive mistakes. 10 small changes could have kept Gary comfortable for life. This is for educational purposes only, and it isn't financial advice. If Gary's story hit you, tell me which mistake surprised you. Subscribe to Jeffro Invests and go build the quiet kind of wealth. His friends all assumed Gary had one retirement. He assumed it too. But wealth you can see isn't the same as wealth that lasts. Each morning he checked his accounts less and spent a little more. Ignoring the balance didn't stop it shrinking. It hid the shrinking. The dealership knew Gary by name. That should have been a warning. The marina fees alone cost more than his old monthly mortgage. A rented boat for a weekend versus owning one all year. He drove 6 hours each way just to mow a second lawn. He rarely even golfed. He mostly paid to belong somewhere fancy. The club took his money whether he showed up or stayed home. The watches told perfect time while his savings quietly ran out. Half the tags were never even removed. He just liked owning them. Rescuing him constantly meant his son never learned to swim himself. Helping once during a crisis versus funding a comfortable life forever. He forgot half of them existed until he finally read the statement. The bigger house needed bigger furniture, which needed even bigger bills. His comfort grew every year. His margin for error shrank every year. Spending big early meant less money left to ever recover with. By 70, small unexpected bills started to genuinely frighten him. A simple plan would have shown him the cliff ahead. Wealthy retirees pause and think hard before every big purchase. The wealthy version of Gary drove a paid-off car for 15 years, chasing the appearance of wealth versus quietly building the real thing. The quietest retirees at the club were often the richest ones there. Gary finally understood it all, just a decade too late to help. His story doesn't have to become yours. That's the whole point.